Here's a demo of Microsoft Dynamics embedded within ConnectPath. What's cool about this is we have complete control over each step of the contact, and a contact could be an inbound voice call, SMS, MMS, email, chat, or even a custom webhook. If you're familiar with Microsoft Dynamics, APIs refer to tables or data types as entities, and the web front-end APIs all use OData style structures. So essentially what we could do here is when the contact comes into the system before being offered to the agent, we have the ability to perform a get, patch, post type of action against an entity. So in our case, we're doing something simple. We're saying for the customer endpoint, that's the phone number of the caller. Can we look up the account that has that in the phone field? And we see it all chained together down here below. Then what happens once we've looked that up, we'll store that response as an object. Step 2 response, as you see here. And then when the contact moves through the process before being offered to the agent, we then can do a second type of request. Again, a get, post, a patch. And in this case, what we're going to do is we're going to associate a phone call record or entity in Microsoft Dynamics speak with that account we previously looked up. And in that record, we're going to have things like the phone number of the caller, the customer endpoint, the timestamp. We'll give it a subject, and in this example, we're mapping an arbitrary attribute from Connect. We support true and false, as well as integer type fields. In this case, this direction code tells us it's incoming. And then here, right, again, if you're familiar with OData, we're associating the account we looked up, right, in that previous step, step 2, right, that response object, the account ID, with this phone calls object. So they're going to be linked together. And so what happens now in step 4, this is when the call is offered to the agent. They answer it. We will screen pop it either in a new tab or an iframe, which Dynamics supports within ConnectPath. And then at the end of the contact, we're going to, when the contact is cleared, effectively ACW ends, right, or the agent clicks clear contact, we are going to add additional data. This could be like the end time stamp. Here we're just patching the category. Finally, as you might be familiar with, creating the transcript right through contact lens, call recordings, that takes a few minutes, right? So there's an asynchronous process, step 6, in which we'll update that phone calls record with, in this case, the actual content of the transcript, as well as an URL to the call recording itself. So if we tie that all together, and we have a inbound call here that comes into us in about 10 seconds or so, we'll see this all in action. It's going to happen very fast with, of course, first the contact being offered to us accepting the contact, and that data effectively being rendered in this Dynamics tab we have right here. After this ends, I'll show you a little more detail about what that phone calls record associated with the account looks like, and an example of the call recording and the transcript posted there. So here we have our call coming in. We'll accept it in just a few seconds here. Once we're connected, we're going to see the dynamic screen populate. I'll put myself on mute so I don't hear myself. And here we have Datum Corporation, right? So this is just the dynamic sales trial, pretty much out of the box configuration. Of course, we see that new phone call record posted right in here. And here's actually the previous call that I had made, linked to the call recording transcript, and then the actual posting of that transcript within this Dynamics record. If I expand this, I could see the conversation. It's quite one-sided here with the customer. If I was speaking as an agent, we'd see the agent tagged as well. And so I'll go ahead and end this, and again, clear contact. And at that point, behind the scenes, the records are being updated with any of the data that was learned during the course of the contact, and of course the call recording and transcript as well, based on how we've configured it. And that's basically how the Dynamics integration works.